Hey everybody, Christian Men's Illustrated, the podcast is Jeremiah Johnson alongside Hezekiah Johnson. This is my son, one of my sons, and this is going to be a Christian Men's Illustrated sports-only podcast. No Greg Walden, no Jake Waters, just Hezekiah. And we love NBA basketball. This is a beautiful time of the year, and we are in the thick of it in the NBA Conference Finals, not in the NBA Finals, but we're going to talk about these series right now. In my opinion, Hezekiah, really this is the Spurs and OKC. To me, this is the NBA Finals because there's no doubt in my mind whoever wins this series is going to win the Finals. What say you? Do you agree with that?
I can't disagree, but I think the East has a chance, but that's only if the Knicks win. So if you're a Cavs fan, you're probably not winning the Finals, but there's a 99% chance the Western Conference Finals is like the championship.
But
basically.
it says the epic Danny Green video says, that's why we play the game. It's why we play the game because you never know. There's always could be an upset. So let's show love to the Knicks first and Cavs. So we have the Knicks just went up 2-0 over the Cavs in this particular series. They get the win 109-93 over the Cavs. I'm disappointed. I want the Cavs to win, but let's just get our overall takes. Okay, so my overall takes are the Knicks look very good. Jalen Brunson looking great. Cat shooting those threes. But there's one takeaway for me in specific is there's certain players I don't believe in when it comes to this time of year, and that is when James Harden. I don't believe in James Harden. There's something about him. There's no doubt he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He is a great player, but he's not that guy. He just can't get there and win the championship. So if you got James Harden on your team, I don't think you're winning.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
I think, in my opinion, James Harden is like a ball hogger, doesn't pass it very much.
He's done better in that, in being, taking on that point guard role, but still, it doesn't seem like he's a clutch championship player. And, we had that same thing about Donovan Mitchell because he had never made the conference finals up until this year.
Yeah.
So it was getting the monkey off the back for Donovan Mitchell for sure, in that he finally makes it to a conference finals. Yeah. So that was good. But the stats coming out of the other night I have right in front of me points. We had Donovan Mitchell with 26, James Harden with 8.
James Harden only scored 8 points.
18, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
18. Evan Mobley with 14. Jared Allen 3. So, yeah, and then on the New York side of things, you have Brunson and Bridges with 19. You had Josh Hart with 26. You had Anthony Towns with 18, and then Anunoby with 14. So they had a well-rounded effort from that team. They're up 2-0. Not impossible to come back, but if it gets to 3-0, there's no doubt.
Yeah,
it's over.
Because, I was watching the Lakers game and Rockets game with you, and they said only 8% of NBA teams come back from 2-0. So, the Cavaliers' hope is they went down 2-0 against the Pistons and that they can take advantage of their home court.
Yeah.
Because, again, the Cavaliers only have won, I believe so, at least, one away game. And from home court, they've only lost one home game. So,
historically, what you want to do is you want to hold home court, and then you take it, worst case, I guess not worst case scenario, but you want to hold home court, then it goes to game 7, then it's anybody's game after that, although the home team is going to be at home. So, step one for the Cavs, if they want to get back in this series, is you have to win. You have, obviously, and you have to win at home and hold home court and then see what happens. So, you never know. We've seen some epic botches at New York. They've choked before. But it looks like it might finally be time for the Knicks. Did you realize it's been over 50 years it's been 53 years since the Knicks have won a championship? Yeah. I overheard that on a podcast, and I was like, dude, I didn't realize it was that long.
For me, my take on this whole thing is, the Knicks really won it. The Knicks have been, top-notch team. They haven't had very many seasons where they're not in the playoffs or play-in their last 53 years since they've won. It's just they can't get over there. And now the Eastern Conference is kind of sloping, and so now it's their chance.
Yeah, in my lifetime, with the exception of the Jordan teams, I've always been a West fan, and definitely in the last decade, the West has been dominant, in my opinion. And this is a year where the Western Conference and what looks like going forward in the future, the West is going to be dominant. I mean, OKC isn't going anywhere in the next 5 years. The Spurs are ascending. They aren't going anywhere in the next 5 years. Then you still have some of those other teams that Utah Jazz are going to be, in my opinion, ascending.
Yeah.
You will have
T-Wolves.
the T-Wolves, the Lakers, and
Nuggets.
Warriors. Nuggets will be at least formidable. So the West is very, very strong.
In my opinion, the only teams that really aren't going to be strong in the Western Conference is probably going to be those teams that haven't been good for a while, like the Kings and the Pelicans are probably the two teams that aren't going to win in the next 10 years.
Just like last year, I think it's going to be similar to Indiana in that New York is going to get to the finals. I didn't predict that. I predicted the Cavs, but anyway, New York is going to get to the finals, and this is your shot. You have to go all out. It's not like, if we don't win, we'll be back next year. No, that's not how it works in the NBA. If you get your shot, shoot your shot, go all in. So I think we're both on the same page.
Because next year, Tatum is going to be there the whole season.
Boston, yeah.
So I think the Celtics are going to probably make the finals next year. But if you're a Cavs fan, this is like a dream come true. The Cavs are one of those teams that are always really good, but they always seem to get, stuck. And now they have got more fluid and not got stuck. And now they just got to make one final push to get to the finals. But now the Knicks are just dominating. So my pick is Knicks in 5.
Right. And they finally made it to the conference finals without one King James, which LeBron, come back to Cleveland next year. One more season, then wrap it up, and we'll call you the GOAT.
What's your pick? How many
LeBron?
games? No, how many games?
I say it's going to go 5.
Yeah.
I say New York in 5. I think
New York in 5.
Cavs will get 1, but it seems like the Knicks are definitely poised to win it. So let's bounce over now to the OKC San Antonio, and this is a bloodbath to me. This is a Game 7 for sure. I absolutely think this is going Game 7. I do think OKC is going to get her done, but even though I am not necessarily a huge Wembanyama fan, this guy is an alien. He is a unicorn. He is a freak. He is whatever adjectives you can think of. He is one of the most unique players we have ever seen in the game.
His nickname is literally the Alien.
That's appropriate. That's an appropriate 7'6" or 7'7", one of the two. Over 8-foot wingspan, and he is skilled. This is what in my lifetime we've had Sean Bradley, we've had Manute Bol. We've had Jorge Muris on. Mutombo. I mean, I'm talking about 7'6", 7'7" guys. We've had these before, but they're clunky. They get injured. Here we are. We have a 7'7" guy that's dropping threes, driving to the hole, can almost play a point guard type role. My primary concern is going to be injury going forward. But we've had Shaq, we've had Will. We've had these dominant players, but there's been nothing like Wembanyama.
Yes. Wemby is when have you heard of a center who can shoot threes, who can make 3 threes a game on average? He can shoot, period. He can just shoot. Literally, you can't stop him.
Yeah.
There's literally no way to stop him.
Okay, he's listed. Oh, man, let me get myself back on the screen. So I thought he was taller than this. Okay. He looks taller. So he's listed as 7'4". Okay, but I think he's bigger than. I think he's taller than.
I think he's grown.
Yeah, I think he's grown. 7'4".
Plus shoes.
Nonetheless, if you look at his feet, gargantuous. So I do think that this is going to be a battle. So OKC gets the win. There's some injuries right now, right? We have some injuries going on.
I think Fox for the Spurs is injured. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Darren Fox has that high ankle injury, which that's like the Mahomes injury. It's like when you get that ankle, it could be great today, tomorrow. It could be no bueno es malo, as they say. So that will be very, very interesting to see how injuries will work out. But I think
the big injury is Jalen Williams. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, Jalen Williams from OKC. Here's my prediction. I predict OKC will get it done. They will get back-to-back titles, but I think they are going to awaken Wembanyama. I think he is going to come out of this series so hungry, so beast mode next year that I will predict right now that next year Wembanyama gets the MVP and hoists the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I think he's going to get so close to the taste of what it feels like to potentially be a champion, and like, I want this so bad. So I say OKC.
My pick is, this is going to kind of take a while to explain, but not too long.
Okay.
So, when Jalen Williams gets injured, that opens a door, because Jalen Williams is he's an aggressive ball player. As you saw, he got injured because of aggressiveness. But Wembanyama and the Spurs, I think
it's Yama, actually. So
Yama?
it's Wembanyama.
Okay. I think
I say Yana. It's Yama, actually, technically.
I think Wembanyama and almost everyone on the Spurs can shoot threes. In their defense, Wemby can go clutch. If you watch the OKC Spurs game 1, he shot that logo 3. I did not think that was going in, and he switched it. So I think the Spurs have good home court advantage. They just got to stay on point, but this is going to be pushed to the end. And I think SGA and Chet are the ones you're trying to stop. Now that Jalen Williams is injured, that kind of relieves some of the, I don't know the word relieve some of the aggression. So now you can focus more on SGA and Chet.
Yeah, SGA back-to-back MVPs, just voted back-to-back MVP. And I think some of the interviewing with Wembanyama was not happy about that.
You might think this pick is crazy, but I picked Spurs in 6.
Okay. I don't think that's a crazy pick. I think many of us are looking at the Spurs and thinking wow, this team is on the rise. So I also like how Caruso has been D'ing up Wembanyama and D'ing him up, scoring on him a little bit, not owning him or anything like that. So
yeah, I think Wemby's coming for revenge game 3. 4,
absolutely.
they're going to 4, I think they're going to take advantage. But there's a chance. I call these game 2 stuns. So if there's an upset, we're not an upset, but if the lower seed wins game 1 at home, but then lose it, or game 1 at away, but then the Thunder, the Spurs were the lower seed and they win an away game, and then the Thunder, since the Thunder won game 2, I call it game 2 stuns. It's gonna be a lot more likely for the Spurs to win, Thunder to win, because now they have momentum after a double OT game to winning by 9. Now they have a game 2. They're kind of stunning the Spurs. So we'll see if the Spurs can bounce back from what I call the stun.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up here. We're going to spend just a few more minutes on a little NBA draft talk. We have a lot of mock drafts coming up. So here's my take on the NBA draft. I think it's actually going to be a pretty boring NBA draft. Actually, it's boring, meaning I don't think there's going to be any team that's going to take a player that we're not expecting. So I'll go through CBS Sports, what they have on their draft board, and it pretty much lines up with ESPN, and I think that's what we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see any radical trades. I think it's just going to walk down the board and be kind of what it is. So I can actually pull this up on the screen for you guys if you want to see it real quick. So here's out of CBS Sports. They have A.J. DeBonsa from BYU, number 1, which I think is going to happen to Washington, the Washington Wizards. Then we have Daryl Peterson out of KU going to the Utah Jazz. Cameron Boozer going to Memphis Grizzlies at number 3. They have Caleb Wilson from North Carolina going to the Bulls at 4. They have Keaton Wagler from Illinois going to Clippers at number 5. Darius Acuff Jr.
Yeah, he's good.
From Arkansas going to Brooklyn at number 6. We'll just go to 10. Kingston Fleming from Houston going to Sacramento at 7. Miles Brown Jr. out of Louisville going to Atlanta at number 8. Number 9, Braden Burries from Arizona going to Dallas Mavericks. They have another top 10 pick to go alongside Cooper Flagg here coming up. So they're going to be on. We didn't even mention them as a Western team coming up.
Yeah.
Then we have Nate Ament from Tennessee, number 10, going to the Milwaukee Bucks. So what say you, Kai, on that list?
I think there's 3 teams that are going to be heavily affected. The Wizards have, I'd say, 70% chance they're affected. The Jazz, Peterson's going to add on to their role, and now that the Jazz finally got a number 2 pick, not that their team before was bad, is they're tanking. Now that they're not tanking and trying to win, Peterson's going to help that, and they're going to flow probably into the play-in playoffs. The Wizards probably 70% chance they make the play-in. And then the Grizzlies, Boozer is a beast. He can be like center. He can shoot threes. He can be point guard. He can play almost any role you want. So the Grizzlies and the Jazz are probably going to be 2 heavy teams affected. And Wilson is going to be a good touch for the Bulls because the Bulls need a good center.
Yeah, and I like I said, I don't think, and this is the job of people like us that cover sports, have podcasts, and even more so, the big boys like ESPN, they're trying to like put out I bet you maybe the Jazz will trade up, and get everyone excited. I just don't think the Jazz, I think they want DeBonsia. If they would have got the number 1 pick, or if for some reason that Washington wants to go Peterson instead of DeBonsa, then they're going to take him. But I don't think they're going to give up a bunch of draft capital, players, money, etc. to get Peterson. And I think Peterson is actually overall a better fit for the Jazz. I think the main concern, he had some of the cramping going on throughout the year, and we're kind of, via reports, we don't know how serious that is. I think he's going to be good to go.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good pick for the Jazz.
I've been listening to the Locked On Jazz podcast, and Peterson is he still had a great shooting percentage even with his cramps. But they said the problem for DeBonsta is he's a big man. But the problem is he has the ball too much for a guy who can't shoot too much threes. He's not a great three-point shooter. He's going to be like a Shane Goon type player.
Oh, okay.
Can shoot some threes, but not a great three-point shooter. And he's a good player. He's a well-rounded player. If the Jazz get to Bonsta, that's going to be nice. But they're trying to plan right now how Peterson's going to fit in the roster. So, it would shake up a lot if they got to Bonsta. But they'll take him if they have to.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm guessing if you're the Jazz, they probably have a board of what will happen if we have DeBonsta and they have their whole roster lined up. Yep. If we get Boozer or Peterson. I think Boozer's off the list, but there's, I say 2% chance Boozer and then most likely Peterson.
Yeah, and we call it the eyeball, or some of us call it the eyeball test. Mm-hmm. We had a chance to go to a KU game. Shout out to Graham Jane, not in our family, but via my son-in-law, hooked us up with some tickets. We went to KU Fieldhouse, and we got to see Peterson live. And even though they lost that game against Cincinnati, he just looks like an NBA player. Very smooth, fast. There's guys, you can just see it. When you go to those Division I games, it becomes clear who are pros and who are not pros. He is a pro player. I think he will transition nicely. I think he's actually going to fit in better in the pro game than he even did in the college game.
Peterson, they didn't play him as much because it was against a lower-level team. It was an upset, but he didn't play very much, and he still did good. And when you listen to what all the KU fans have to say, it didn't seem like cramping was too big of an issue, that it was like, oh, no, we have to stay concerned. Obviously, there's a concern of his cramps, but I think it wasn't too big of an issue that he got those cramps. I think, it could have been, what's it called?
Creatine?
Yeah, it
Some
could
people
have
say
been.
it was the creatine he was taking.
It could have been creatine, but I think, I don't know, maybe he just
Some people
put more ice.
Some people are even like, maybe he's just kind of bored with the college game and just, because you have to go. You either have to go to the G League, you either have to play 1 year of college, one and done, or overseas. So some of these guys, they would much prefer just to go to the draft. I think Peterson, or to the NBA draft. I think he would have preferred to do that, but these guys got to go through the motions, put in that 1 year before they can get there.
Yeah. I think maybe he just wasn't sometimes you gotta like some people's bodies aren't as strong, so they have to like ice it more and like maybe get like I don't know, those people that take care of you after the games. Maybe they just make sure he's not just getting so mad that they lost or so excited that they won, and that he makes sure after the game to just take care of his body.
Well, that's what Kobe said, right? Ice was Kobe's friend his entire career. So anyway, that's what we got going on, guys. We're picking Knicks. You're taking Knicks Spurs. I'm taking Knicks OKC. And then draft. There we go. So there's some of our thoughts. It's a sports-only edition of the Christian Men's Illustrated podcast. Please like, share, subscribe. Talk to you next time.